Hi guys, my most popular video on YouTube is a rubber band powered car made from 2 plastic drinking straws, 4 bottle tops or bottle caps, and I think it was 4 toothpicks or cocktail sticks, as we call them in polite circles. As I say, it's my most popular video, and I still get lots of questions on it, even though it's over 10 years old now, I think. And the latest question was, what glue can I use instead of hot glue? Because back when I was doing projects back in 2013, just about everything I did, I stuck together with hot glue. So I thought I'd have a little look and see if I can use super glue instead, or crazy glue, or CA glue. The disadvantage with this is you tend to stick your fingers together if you're not careful. Hot glue is fine. You can potentially burn your fingers if you put them straight in the hot glue when it's come straight out of the gun. But other than that, it's probably safe. The other thing that's changed is I don't have any plastic drinking straws. We've gone over to paper because we're now green, aren't we? We don't use plastic drinking straws if we can avoid it. So, first thing I've just tried is to see whether I can actually glue these paper drinking straws together, because I suspect they're coated with some sort of protection to stop them getting wet too quickly. But I've just glued them together. I cut a V shape on the end there to spread it apart, and then just put CA glue on it, super glue on it, held it for a few seconds, which is always a bad idea because you tend to get the glue on your fingers and glue your fingers there. But that appears to have held. So I'll cut the other end off it so we can have 2 straws for the chassis. I'll poke some holes through. I've got a slight change in design to the way that I did it before. When I did it before, I used the 4 cocktail sticks, 2 for the axles, 1 front and 1 back, and then 2 more to actually hold the drinking straws together as cross members. This time I'm going to use 1 drinking straw as the cross member. So I'll only be using 2 cocktail sticks. So what we need to do is cut another one of these. So I'll show you what I did. So if we cut it about on there somewhere. And then what I did was I cut this like that. I've cut that a bit deeper than I did the first time. And then glued it. And I need to do the same at this end. I don't expect it matters if we're not absolutely perfectly identical at both ends. The important thing is trying to get the axles parallel so it goes straight. And getting the axles parallel will be a matter of how we drill the holes through. Okay, let that dry for a few seconds. Shouldn't take long. Super glue. So this is probably where we'll make the mistakes. Trying to get the axles to line up parallel. All right, we don't want to collapse the straw this time. Actually found that screwdriver was a nice size. So it's bigger than the actual axles will be, so they're able to spin freely. Next problem is finding the middle of these bottle tops in inches. Well, that looks like it's 1.5 inches diameter. Although it bends a little bit. So if it's 1.5 inches, half of 1.5 is 3/4 of an inch. Right, we know where the middle of that is because that's where the compass was. So if we hold that on there, that should be the middle. That's probably going to be closer than me just guessing, even if it's not perfect. What I'm going to do is put clay in there, or plasticine as I would call it. And that will actually help it. It'll help it in two ways. First of all, the car will be much too light and the wheels won't grip the ground. So the weight of the plasticine will help that, but also it'll help hold the wheels on the toothpicks. Right, we need a little bit of a gap there so they can spin freely. Right, plasticine. If you watch the original video, you'll understand what this is about. The car is just so light that when you wind up the rubber band, the wheels just spin. You've got no grip at all. Whereas if we put this in the wheels, it makes the car heavier and it helps the grip. Right, I think one rubber band is going to be too strong for it. So I'm going to cut it. This end. Just wrap it over itself and it'll hold itself in place. Let's see if it actually works. Well, it didn't go a mile. It did about 3 meters, if that. I'm going to try a little bit more weight on those back wheels because they're spinning. Yeah, that works. Summary time. What have we got? We've got 1, 2, and a couple of bits drinking straws, paper drinking straws. So let's call it 3 drinking straws, 4 bottle caps, 2 toothpicks, or what did we call them? cocktail sticks. One rubber band that I cut, so we're only using a single length of it, and clay, or plasticine as I know it. Tools, we used a needle to make the holes and then open the holes up with, I had a screwdriver to do it with. You could use a nail or something like that. Oh, and glue, we used super glue, CA glue, crazy glue. And that was it. There'll be a link in the video description to the original video, which I did back in 2013, I think it was.